Welcome back to Houston Life. KPRC2 has teamed up with the Galveston Bay Estuary Program to spotlight efforts to protect our bays, bayous, and estuaries for future generations.
Today, Mel Camp is taking us to the Coastal Heritage Preserve in Galveston, where the nonprofit Artist Boat is working hard to protect the natural shoreline.
Welcome to Artist Boat headquarters right here on their Coastal Heritage Preserve. Today we're taking a tour to learn why this land conservation program is so important to Galveston Island. Hey Mel, come on, let's go. Hey Carla, hey guys.
Hey.
Woohoo, let's do this.
Yeah.
Carla, this is amazing. How many acres is this?
So the Coastal Heritage Preserve is 1,039 acres. We have 700 acres on the bay of 3 miles of living shoreline. Where we are on this section is 364 acres.
So the Coastal Heritage Preserve, what is it exactly? Why is it so important to purchase this land and keep it protected forever?
The Coastal Heritage Preserve started in 2008, and our big vision was to save 1,400 acres of contiguous land that was this very large ranch that had always been open space, and there would be thousands of homes here, primarily second homes. But how we develop on barrier islands is a little complicated. So they take a machine and they dredge the wetlands, they dredge up the coastal prairie, and they pile it up on top of whatever's left to raise the elevation, and they build their homes there. So those canals that you see in canal subdivisions are not natural. That was dug up in a place like this.
Of course people need somewhere to live, but it's a fine balance, isn't it? What is the bad stuff that happens when we dig up land like this?
So, well, this wouldn't be affordable housing or homes for middle class. This is second homes. But the most important thing is on the barrier island where we're located, there can be geohazards. So most people don't know a barrier island could split in half during a storm. And the more hardened structures you have, the more likely that is to occur. And the more you dredge up this woven system of plants, sand, and mud, that's what's holding the island together, is just sand and plants. These are cool. This is a harvester ant mound, and they cut up all the leaves of the grasses, and underneath there are tons of tunnels, and they are fermenting the grass for food, and they're like the earthworms of the prairie.
How does preserving this land benefit Galveston Island?
Oh, in so many ways. So the wetlands have some really great ecosystem services for humans. One, they filter all the water that runs off the land and clean it before it goes into the bay, right? So if we had to pay a wastewater treatment plant to keep the bay clean and safe for us to swim in, that would be very expensive. During a storm event, the wetlands hold a ton of water and let it out slowly, and even the tops of the marsh reduce the speed and friction of the hurricane and slow it down. Also, the wetlands provide nursery habitat for fish, shrimps, and crabs. So 90% of all the seafood we harvest begins its life cycle in a wetland like Galveston Bay. Now, what does that mean for humans? That means food, right? We all like to food.
Basic necessity of life.
Right? And all of the marsh roots hold the sediments together and keep the land from eroding. So if y'all see all the little red berries?
Yeah.
So those are dewberries. This land provides a ton of food for those migrating birds who have flown 18 hours and are hungry.
That's the thing. You come out to the land and I feel so grounded and connected, and I think we can get disconnected in our world, and so beyond all of the actual essential importance of biodiversity, the necessity of protecting land like this, there is also like something
we need it
important for our hearts.
Yeah.
What is the diversity of wildlife? Like there's birds, there's ants, there's, you know, there rabbits.
Yeah, we have the coyotes with the red wolf DNA known as the ghost wolves that have been discovered on Galveston Island. We have the cottontail rabbit, we have opossums, we have raccoons, we have river otters, we have tiny.
How many species do you have? There's a lot of animals that are here.
Yeah, we've identified over 300 species of birds on the preserve. Mammals, it's probably less than 10.
Why is it so important to have land like this for all of the different animal species?
Oh, well, it's their home would be the most important reason. All the plants provide clean air for us, right? They're creating the oxygen that we breathe, and they have to have pollinators to flourish. So if we don't have insects, we don't have pollinators, we don't have more plants.
Everything is connected.
Yeah, everything is connected. If you don't have everything, you start to lose species and you lose biodiversity. It's also because some species hold cures for humans, for medicine. This tree we call a toothache tree or Hercules club. If you crush it up and chew on it, it makes your lips and your tongue numb. It smells like a menthol.
Oh, it does too. So I can just put this in my mouth. Wow, that's made my tongue go numb.
Yep.
With this conservation project, you didn't do it alone.
Artist Boat's very fortunate. We're a very tiny organization, but Galveston has a huge amount of visitors and people that love Galveston.
So can anyone come here? How do we get to be here on this land and enjoy it?
One, you could register for our Eco Art Kayak Adventure on the weekends or during the summer. We have Eco Art Summer Camp for kids. We have a volunteer program. And then on the corner of Stewart and Setigas, we have a bird observatory that's open dawn to dusk. You pull in and you can bird there. The majority of the land is managed for wildlife, and then we use it as a platform for education. We have tons of things going on all the time, but you're always, for the most part, going to be with a marine biologist and an artist and learning something new about the environment and building a skill that you didn't know you had.
Oh, those views are just immaculate.
Beautiful.
If you'd like more information about how you can help the team at Artist Boat continue their conservation efforts around Galveston Island, our home, all you have to do is visit artistboat.org.
So beautiful, right in our backyard here.